Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I am taking the class for 8th chapter 2nd reproduction in plant exercises. So it is concise biology for the ICSE students. Put a tick mark against the correct alternative. First one, pollen is produced in the anther is the correct option. Reproductive words of a flower are stamens and carpels, right? Grafting is a method of artificial vegetative propagation is the correct option. Fill in the blanks by selecting the suitable words. A flower that bears both the male and the female parts is known as bisexual flower. A flower bearing only male or female part is known as unisexual flower. Transfer of pollen grains from the anthers to the stigma is known as pollination. Fusion of male cell with the female cell is called fertilization. The ovule develops into a seed. Ovary of the flower develops into a fruit. Name the part of the flower. What develops into a fruit? Ovary develops into a fruit. Which part produces pollen grains? Anthers produce pollen grains. Which part connects stigma to the style? Connect stigma to the ovary. What develops into a seed? Ovule develops into a seed. What attracts insects for pollination? Nectars. Actual food attracts insects for pollination, and colored petals, they also attract insects for pollination, right? Next, your short answers. Define the following terms. Just look at here. Under define the following term, first, vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction is a method of producing new plants from the vegetative parts of a plant like stem, root, leaf or vegetative bud. Pollination, the process of transfer of pollen grains from the anthers to the stigma of a flower of the same species. What is grafting? It is a technique in which cut plant part is attached on another plant together to grow as one plant. Micropropagation, production of plant by cells or tissues or organs in synthetic medium, means the artificial medium by adding the nutrients in the water, is called micropropagation. Fertilization, fusion of male and female gamete is called fertilization. Write two ways in which pollination may occur in plants. Two ways pollination occur in plants. They are only two: self-pollination and cross-pollination. Your next two features of flower which fear pollination by insects. For flowers which pollination by insect, we have already discussed it earlier. Their flowers, they are large colored petals to attract insect, and they contain nectar as a food for insect. Your next one, two characteristics of flowers in which pollination occurs by wind. The pollination occurs by wind. Their characters are: they produce large quantity of pollens, because some of them are wasted, they don't reach to their destination. And the second point, the pollen grains, they are light, so that they can lightweighted, so that easily carried away by the wind. They are dusty, they don't have any smell. Next, name the following five kinds of asexual reproduction. The five kinds of asexual reproduction: binary fission, example bacteria; budding, example, though it is not asked but I told you it will may come asked in any way. Budding, example yeast, they are the method of asexual. Fragmentation occurs in Spirogyra. Spore formation, fungi. Vegetative reproduction, it takes place through the vegetative parts of a plant, that is root, stem, leaf or buds. Now give reasons gardeners prefer to grow certain plants vegetatively. Now here, how gardeners prefer to grow certain plants vegetatively: because it takes place in shorter time. New plants spread very fast in the small area. New plant means the newly developed plants, and it is the surer method of propagation, and all the good characters, they are retained by the daughter plants. Second, artificial pollination is useful to the plant breeders. Yes, artificial pollination is useful to the plant breeders because it provides fast growing propagation. of identical individuals, and it is very useful in cases where seeds are dormant. The embryo in these seeds can be cultured and micropropagated. I hope it is clear to you. Now just we come to the long, though they are not the long question. Self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination, transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the same flower or the different flower of the same plant. Different flower of the same plant. It is self-pollination. Cross-pollination, transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of a flower from one plant to another plant. From one plant to another plant. These features, they are supposed to be shown by, you see, if taken by the same plant, or this self-pollination means in the same flower or between the two flowers, whereas cross-pollination, two flowers on different plants of the same species. Two flowers of the different plants of the same species, that is cross-pollination. I hope you are able to get it. Pollen grains and ovules location in the flower. Location, pollen grains are produced in anthers. Ovules, they are located in anther, anther sacs, anther lobes. Ovules inside the ovary. Sepals and function, sepals green in color. They protect the flower at bud stage and they help in photosynthesis. Petals, they are the colored petals, various colored petals, attracts insects for pollination. Your function is clear to you. Mode of asexual reproduction, chlorella. In chlorella, the asexual reproduction takes place through binary fission. Binary fission से होता है. Spirogyra, asexual reproduction takes place through fragmentation. Fragmentation से. Vallisneria and Traba, both are aquatic plant, but the kind of pollinating agent, they are different. In Vallisneria, the pollination takes place in water only, wherein Trapa, as the leaves come above the surface of the water. So here pollination takes place through insects. In Trapa, सिंघाड़ा जैसे हिंदी में कहते हैं, in Trapa, the pollination takes place through the insects, and in Vallisneria, the pollination takes place through the water, aquatic. Draw a neat and label diagram of the flower shoot you from the parts. See, the part attaches to the flower of the shoot, it is pedicel. Flattened part of the pedicel from where the all floral verse arises, it is thalamus. The outermost word, calyx, sepals. The male reproductive organ, stamens and rutium, part of the carpel which receives pollen grain. It is the part of the, not carpel, should be pistil. It is stigma. And you just draw neat and labeled diagram. You can see this is your neat and labeled diagram. See, stalk, pedicel from which the flower is attached. Thalamus, flattened part from where all the floral verse arises. Huh? Carpel, though it's carpellation, but it should be a pistil. Pistil, it is made up of stigma, style and ovary. This is the anther, male reproductive anther. This is the anther, this is the filament. In anthers, pollen sacs are present in which pollen grains are formed. Any doubt, anywhere, ask me in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Again, we will meet in the next video. Thank you.